Another episode on EQ Talks with powerful women from across the world. And today we've got incredible women joining us too. Before that, I would just like to tell you about a woman who, they say behind every strong woman there is a story that world never sees. The tears in the pillow, the struggles that she goes through in silence, all the battles that she goes through, self-doubt, that nobody sees. So all they see is the smile at work she brings in, and the chores that she completes, and the financial health that she maintains. That's the output, that's the result the world would like to see. But beneath her world of emotions, that is unspoken. So there would be women out there who is having a lot of dreams right from their childhood. They have a dream of going abroad, and with a lot of ambitions, they cross the continents. They go through a lot of struggles, fight through getting placed in a tech companies, highly paid jobs, and also be able to manage their toddlers at home, manage their chores, and be the anchor of their family in a lot of ways. But at the cost of what? Their peace, their health, and their self-worth. And there are a lot of women like this of their regular income, but also do some side hustle. For what? It's not that they figured it all out by themselves, not for that pride, but to want to prove their self-worth within themselves, so that they hold that beaming confidence about themselves, and to be able to radiate the same for their family, or as a community leader, or as a workplace leader. So that is what keeps them going, and they realize that being in touch with their emotions is not the sign of weakness, but it is their strength. And today we're going to be discussing about those. The story could be yours, the story could be mine, but at the end of the day, we are here to bring incredible women with real stories, real journey, raw journey, and their resilient power, which is unspoken. So I'm going to be bring beautiful, incredible women from across USA, and I'm going to say a hi. In the meantime, I want you to type emotional status of such journey. It could be your own story, or it could be your friends. Either ways, what is that one word which comes in your mind? I'm going to say a hi, a big hi, and a big hug, virtual hug to Pooja from
Hey,
USA.
Brenda. Can you
Hi
hear me?
there. Yes, dear. Even I had some glitch in between. I had one call coming in, so all that is taken care now. I'm visible. You're visible, audible. I'm just going to wait for our another guest to also drop in. In the meantime, I would like to just tell my audience, to all of our audience, to be able to give us one word which describes that emotional journey as a woman. It could be in you or around you. So I think Kavita is also joined. She's just waving. I'm just going to make sure that she also jumps in. How are you feeling, Pooja?
I'm feeling energy. I'm feeling really like as if I'm the celebrity today,
Oh,
So, yeah,
yeah,
this
you
is my
are
celeb
one.
moment here.
Absolutely. We just got, hello there, Kavita.
Hey,
Hey
Kavita.
Brenda, hi
How
Pooja.
are you?
Very
Hello.
good Oh, it's a very good morning
I
and
know,
good evening for
Good morning.
I
Brenda.
know. I was just going to say a very, very good morning, and all the way from San Francisco and the south part of
Dallas.
Dallas, Texas. Wonderful. So, honored to have you guys, especially during your busy mornings. It's a weekend morning over there. So, I don't want to
Thanks for
take
having us. Thank you for giving us this opportunity and,
Right.
meeting you live.
My, I know, I know. Thanks to technology as well. And thank you for accepting this invite because this theme is to celebrate that real journey, that raw journey, that real women power with real time women, not the ones about the stories or the celebrities, but around us, right? So the wisdom and the inner power is always demonstrated around us. We just have to take that cue and celebrate that. And today, in fact, this entire month, this is what I'm doing, that I'm celebrating those unspoken, resilient power within that women entire month. So I'm riding on that lines and in the interest of your audience, and my audience. So let's just introduce ourselves, and I leave you to give your beautiful introduction. I'll go with Kavita.
Hi, people. It's a very good evening over there in India, and it's a very warm spring first week of morning. So I'm Kavita. I'm a tech professional in US for the over a decade. Uh, I am I'm a busy mom too, mom of two kids. Very proud about that as any Indian woman. And so by profession, computer science engineer, and started my career way in India and just pursued it here. Now I'm a senior cloud solution architect in Microsoft.
Mm, thank you, Kavita. And my introduction about you is left out. I'll just finish Pooja's and then come back to you again. Pooja, you go, Pooja.
Hey, hi everyone. Great to be here and happy Women's Month, that we are
Mm-hmm.
celebrating and honored to be here to, represent one of us. I come from a computer science background as well. I did my master's here in US and I right now work in marketing in data analytics. So for a company called Connecta, and I'm a mompreneur. Like I have a toddler, almost going to be uh, 4 now. Actually, 3.5 she is, and she keeps me on my toes. So does my work, and so does the family and friends, everyone. So yeah, I love being here. Like I love learning new things, and also I'm a realtor and I have a finance business. Yeah.
That's quite a lot. Dynamic profiles, huh? Both of you. So, for the interest of your audience and my audience know about me a little bit, but making sure that all of us are connected. I come from, I hail from Chennai. I lived in US for a couple of years and then just landed back for a temporary halt. Now, I don't have that big degree behind me, but I'm a person who does everything very passionately, very deep and wider. So, but at some point of time, I felt I got to specialize, and I'm a HR who worked with big corporates in Chennai for 16 years. After a career break, I specialized in emotional intelligence training, and I was a physical trainer with quite a good amount of clientele. And then life took over. I had to move to US with a toddler. Everything I have to scratch. I have to start from scratch. So that's when there was a lot of dilemma whether to be on online or just go for a physical work again and all that. Pandemic hit, so just life took over, and I made this profession as a digital coach for women as my full time. So this is not just my full time. I'm also on a mission to help women out there to be able to enable them to achieve that freedom from time, stress, and debts using emotional intelligence and artificial intelligence business automation tools. So I'm also associated with a mission of emotional intelligence organization that I am part of, where we both are together on a mission to create and touch, make 1 billion people emotionally intelligent. So that is something
That's
that I'm working on, and
lovely.
hence, yeah, and hence this initiative of having an EQ talk with real women out there, right? So we're going to be together, traveling together on Insta Live. Typically, it all started just to make myself accommodated, accustomed to Insta Live app. with leaning on one of few friends, but then it just snowballed into a different concept altogether, that all of us who are coming on live or seem to be enjoying and unlocking that potential in us. And I'm so honored to have these variety of talks with the dynamic profile people, walks of life like you guys. Although I know you, and just to touch upon that, how do we know each other? So if I have to start with Kavita, backdated from kindergarten, right?
Wow.
I still remember fresh, Kavita. I don't know whether you remember. I
Yes.
remember those two chairs in that
Mm-hmm.
one room where I was just pushed into, and I think we met in our undergrad kinder UKG. That's what you call, right?
Yeah.
So we were sitting besides each other. I think that was your birthday or something. You gave me chocolates, right? Something
So
like that.
we don't even remember like how we because the day that even we don't remember like we were sitting each other and we grew up in the same uh,
Cool.
uh,
And even
school
the
place
area, right?
area.
Just 2 streets away, and we were so close. Yet, almost every day, it's like Monday to Saturday. Saturdays also we have school, and we get to meet, and we travel together till seventh grade, and then there was a pause. And when I came back to US, we just got connected on Facebook, and then now it's like 4 5 years now, with a little. We just didn't need that level of number of times of conversation. We just got connected just like that in few times. So I felt you've not changed in terms of your approach or the kavita, the real kavita that I know you who you are, except that experiences life has given to you and the expertise that you have gathered. Same is with me, but I think we could connect. So that's what is essential when it comes to maintaining, sustaining that kind of a friendship, right? So I do have few backdated friendships even now, going still strong, and one of them is with you, Kavita. So I must want to mention that, and thank you for being who you are.
Same, same here, Brenda. It was easy to connect. Like we just spoke as if like the next day we met and on the street we bumped with each other and we started to talk. Hey, you know what happened before 5 years ago?
Yeah. And the Kavita that I know that I am talking is not yet released. Maybe just a few hiccups in the first few minutes, but she's a powerhouse. So we will. I'll eat your brain, Kavita. By the time we just dwell in the conversation, just feel free about that. Pooja, to connect with you, the very first time that I interacted with you during those community USA Moms community calls, you just came up like a dynamic powerhouse. You just answered a few questions like as though you know it. You had that expertise of so many things, right? You ask anything about surrounding security, any neighborhood, a lot of questions about USA, either personally or something to do with your reality surroundings. I came to know that you not only have a main job, but you also do a lot of side hustle from that day onwards.
Oh, yeah.
So that being a digital business coach for women, that is something that it just blew me out of my mind. So I know that Pooja, and I'm able to see the same Pooja now. Okay. You have your ups and downs. We have had conversations, but the reason why I brought you here, along the lines of Kavita is because you have commonalities. At the same time, when, I know how deeper conversations that we both, all three of us would have had. So we're going to touch upon those common areas also, because our audience will also be, waiting to know what background do you come from and what kind of struggles you had and how did you overcome all that, okay, in two perspectives, both your personal struggles and your professional struggles, because it's not easy to cross over continents, keep up yourself in that such a high competitive tech world, and to be able to position yourself in the highest paying jobs, in the highest leading company, most developed company, where you not only deal with your own race people, but you deal with different, set of people from various countries, from, across age, gender, races, skin, also cultural background. So we would definitely want to, check with you as to what were your workplace challenges and how did you overcome. But to begin with, because we're celebrating this womanhood theme, I would want you to, tell me and tell our audience, what is that one superpower that I always ask my guest? Because I want every woman to know that every woman goes through same problem, common problems, and the same kind of superpowers are within them. It's just that maybe you're not able to access those people to see, oh, this is something that I also have. Maybe I've been overlooking at it. So for that one moment of revelation, I always want to start with this question of what is that one superpower that you feel this day and age women seem to be ignoring and they are not using it to their potential. Yeah, go ahead,
Um,
Kavita.
so Brinda, to be very honest, every woman, not only every woman, I'm observing this with even with the kids who are girls. They are
Mm,
highly intuitive.
mm,
Their emotional power within themselves are relatively high than male in the world. But we always tend to ignore that we have so much fears that would overlook our intuitive power and the emotional observation that every woman would have. I think that's sometimes like you would never know there will be 100 women there, but have you noticed a girl gossiping with another girl telling, did you notice her earring that matched with her dress? That level of observation and intuitiveness with emotions are there, which we never apply towards. See, these things are very minute, which we can register in our brain, but I don't know how we are actually making that more productive in our lives.
very true. What we think is creating problems for us could be our superpower that if only we just change that angle of application, maybe that will be really be productive, right? Thank you so much, Kavita. You, Pooja?
So Brinda, let me add to this point of Kavita. So when we say intuitive, like we women know what is right in many cases, but there is a lot of background noise they listen to because of which they waver, in their decision, and they take time to make a decision. Like in the sense, there is a lot of pressure from the society. There is, of course, the family, of course, and of course, like you always tend to, nowadays through social media, you want to make sure you are, like what something I went through a lot. Like I had some struggles when I was at a job hunt, right? So I was looking if my house position was right, vastu wise, if my, numerologically I was all on the right number, all of that, and there is a lot of things that people advise you, but within, this is like just try to simplify things, and
Mm,
just know that this is the first steps to take in order to reach your goal, and start doing that is what I'll advise. But yeah, don't the intuitiveness just restore, as Kavita said. And also I think one more superpower is the nurturing part, right? So
mm,
that nurturing part which a woman has is very rare to see in other the males. So I think we should enhance that more. We should not take that as a weakness, the nurturing part. So if you are at home, it's fine taking care of your child, or even taking care of your husband, right? So it doesn't matter. But I think you have to celebrate that nurturing part you have in yourself, and restore that, like let
mm,
it be, let yourself
mm.
just be. Yeah.
Very nice. I know. If it's superpower, I think it will definitely demonstrate in all dimensions of life. It is definitely going to show up, right? Like Kavita says, if that attention to details is over there in terms of knocking down what your friends are doing, and when it is involving in gossip, it will definitely manifest in other areas. And so is our nurturing power, because that's a core of who we are, right? The feminine quality, right? Very true. So if I have to just ride on your lines, I also feel that the superpower is something that we assume, and we are so we multitask, right? Uh, Technically speaking, our brain only allows for singular, approach, but we tend to take many things, not because we want to figure it all out ourselves, but I think we are able to expand ourselves. The ability to take in so many things within us is itself is a superpower. We just have to organize our time and focus and energy to be able to deliver it all. So I'm not sure whether it's a masculine superpower or feminine superpower, but it, because we are able to handle not just one child, second, third, sometimes it just goes on, and the nurturer or caretaker often reminds to be the women. So I believe that's a superpower. So I think we should ride on it, right? But it's very important to have that balance so that you set your boundaries and you also know how to organize your energy and time and focus. So now I want you to also, from your personal journey, just go one step little deeper. When you say this is a superpower, I'm sure this is your superpower too, and it has helped you overcome in some areas. If that is so, what in your personal life, it could be just refreshing your memories, it could be during your school time as a learner, as a student, or as a career woman, or as a daughter to your parents, or when you got married, when you're a young mom, or a doting wife, or when you become a career oriented ambitious woman handling a lot of work pressure. In what area have you felt emotionally drained or doubted yourself, where your confidence really went down, that you lost your identity, sacrificing maybe your peace, your health, or maybe sometimes at the cost of relationship or your promotions at work? Is there any one area that you would like to, we will talk about the professional aspect, followed by this question. But if there is any personal aspect that you would like to, as a woman, as an individual, you have felt, and how did you overcome? So I'll start with Pooja this time.
Sure, Vrinda. So my story is like when I had my baby, everything changed, right? Everything changed. Like I couldn't, I was the super ambitious person all the time throughout the way I recognized myself, but somewhat everything dropped, that level of ambition dropped. And it was all hormonal after the birth, and like for a few months I was just sitting in darkness, uh, you know like. And then the point when it came to resume back work, like after the maternity break, it was very difficult for me to come back. Like I was mentally just mentally, physically with the child. And
Mm,
again, like physically, I had to push myself to get back to being in front of the laptop, coming on calls, and taking up a different project altogether. And more, I was offered something much more challenging. Like I was offered a Starbucks client, which
mm,
is like always in this firefighting mode, as we discuss, right? So it was difficult for me to get back into that mode. But at that point of time, I said that I'm not going to, ignore my child for so many hours. Even for like 4 to 8 hours at a stretch was a lot, to not be able to take care of the child. And I got a little bit selfish, and I asked my manager to give me something less exhaustive, like even if I'm paid little less, I said it's okay, but give me something which I can handle along with my child. So
mm.
and see, unless we ask, things don't happen.
True.
So thankfully, there was a breakthrough. They made some internal decisions, since I was with the company for a longer period. That's why they did enable that to
Mm,
happen. And I was given something less
mm,
exhaustive, where I don't have to be on the calls all the
mm,
time, in front of the clients all of that. So I think that is something, one of the biggest challenges, like my body and mind had to go through in that period, like coming from that completely nurturing mode. I wanted to just be with my baby, to coming back to the workforce.
Absolutely. Talk about postpartum and the till the toddler transition is huge for a mother. I totally understand. And I did. So the key words is you being mindful about what is happening physically and mentally, and to be able to ask for help. That's what is the strategy that you use to overcome. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Pooja.
So emotionally draining is always like, as Pooja said, right? So for women to be in the career and to overcome what she endured just after a baby is really emotionally tolling for all the women out there. It's not only for Pooja, it's like it's universal.
Common.
Like that drains you back to ground and below. And and to raise from there is a challenge for any woman. Even for me, I underwent that. On top of it, if you have a supporting structure that you can allow you to overcome that and come again, like how Pooja said, like 3-4 hours is a big time. Like same here also. That was also my challenge too.
Not
And
just
to
once, twice, right?
Yeah.
at least for the first time, I had a support system. Like in India, it was, I would say in India, it's still manageable. But the only thing is, you make peace yourself as to what you want, right? You leave
Absolutely.
it to your in-laws or your parents,
Okay.
doesn't matter. As long as it's been taken care and your mind, it
Very
cannot be
true.
your way. It
Okay.
cannot be your way, but some way is happening. Then you are peace with that. Whether it's India, make peace with yourself. If it's US, you have to make peace with so many others. Like,
And
so
you better make
making
peace.
peace, better make peace. If you want to move a step forward, you better make peace with yourself first, as to sit and think like, okay, is it worth doing in my life? Is it
Mm,
so important? Where are we heading to? If you have
mm.
that level of clarity, I think you wouldn't, you will still struggle, but you wouldn't that much struggle because you have made peace with yourself. So
Very true.
make peace with, I would say, like how I overcome is like, you make peace with yourself. You have a clarity in your mind as what you want versus how you want that to be done.
Mm,
As long as it is done, you're happy.
very nice. So, because it is emotionally draining, I think, commonly we are all touching that emotions part of well-being, right? I think that's what is my personal challenges as well. When I took a break, the pregnancy, gestation, or the delivery, post-delivery, everything was fantastic. I never had anything. Honestly speaking, I never had anything
Amazing.
physically or
Yeah,
even emotionally. We were pretty
me
happy.
too.
The way, child was like a bounty of joy and happiness for us. And yeah, the break time that I took was something hitting me slowly, but luckily I just passed through it. I think in the month of fifth or sixth month is when I got back to work. But um, the times that I had problems with not making able to make peace with myself, and then that peace continued, that the struggle continued with the other things around me, I'd actually touched it, which I did not know. And then the second time when it erupted is when I took a break altogether. I took 2 years to resign, Kavita and Pooja, because I was progressive. I was just enjoying my work. I told you, like anything I get into it, I become so passionate, and I'm a very result oriented person. I started seeing the results, and life takes over. You're just pushed to it. But I didn't give up. I said 2 years. 4 times I resigned, I revoked. And the fifth time I said, I'm giving up just for the sake of, you know, Because whatever we felt like parents that we should not put her into daycare, we should not do this, we should not be, losing all that. Everything was lost. Everything, whatever we decided not to, we did that. That was affecting me a lot. And then I was just looking at, I said, okay, let me just do this bit. I think it's more important. So when I did that, okay, that dimension is taken care, but another one is waiting. The career break is one, new thing again for a mother. It just shook me off because for the past 16 years I was agile, I was just active and not sitting at all at home. I never even taken a nap for all these years. I don't know how it looks like, how it feels like. So at that moment, something hit me hard slowly. 6 months is when, at the end of 6 months, is when it exploded, saying something is really bothering and I want to know what is it. And then one day, I maybe the algorithm reads. I think the smartphone is like that time we started using smartphone and started picking my keywords or not. I don't know. Somewhere I got into a webinar which said, "Are you happy? Do you want to know what is stopping you?" Something like that. It intrigued me, and I went inside. The world of emotional intelligence got introduced to me.
Awesome.
And even then, I didn't realize. Okay, this is what it is. This is what is the tool, or this could be my mission. Nothing I knew. Just slowly, incrementally, it just started seeping in to identify the importance of what is emotional well-being it's going to be doing for myself, and then be able to spread it to others is something that just not happen overnight. It's a journey. So at the cost of what? That is the whole question. So by the time you want to reach that part of convincing yourself this is it, this is the tool, or this is the strategy for myself, I'm sure all of us as a woman or as an individual, we've gone through that cost of our health, or something to mostly to do with our physical health, because it has a direct
Impact.
impact on our physical health, and also relationship. God knows how many, how many things we have ruined, and the way we communicate or the way we handled the guilt ride that we have gone through, right? So that was something, for me, which I think it had led me to a different direction. But yeah, that's a struggle I would like to touch upon. Now I want to go for your specific challenges that you guys have, specific to your workplace challenges, especially in a country like that, involving a lot of other people from across, world. So tell us, for our audience, what is that one area you can pick up, area of your workplace struggles? It could be, handling the pressure of deadlines on your projects, or it's the area of workplace conflicts, or it is your work-life balance, or you're managing your team and their expectations, and you have your own, things going on in your world. So, working in a managerial level, and that too with a highly competitive world with the tech giant, how do you actually, pull through? Is there any area that you actually had real problems and then you just overcame like this? Of course, it's not a quick hack. It's not an overnight thing. But you want to start, Kavita?
So, workplace is is everyday learning first thing, and every day will be like, oh, is it like that? So recently also, even after like 16, 17 years of experiences, you go and you are firefighting some client who are really angry client and they are really unhappy. Like they have already escalated to all moon and back kind of scenarios where we always tend to work on places where we are always like, and some person whom as if we are indebted to, he will be like, right? So at that time, it's not personal. Nothing is personal. Whatever the client is telling, or so already they have marked like Azure, it doesn't work at all. Like so, we are all going from here to the client place, right? As if we are like trying to calm them. So one advice, like I was, so the first day we are going, right? Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. So I was like, so nothing is happening. And they are telling like, what are these many Microsoft people coming and sitting here and doing nothing, right? So the next day, then I was like, what am I doing here? How are we going to overcome this big challenge? Because only we have 4 days time period, and you come and the entire world is looking at you. And so it's so much much pressure on you also, right? And you're away from home, and the house has to function
Run.
as well. So, exams are going on. You call your kids, I miss you, all this one side. Another side, I remember days we haven't even skipped the breakfast, and by the time I had lunch, it was evening in the 5 o'clock. So even then, nothing was accomplished. So I was just thinking, sitting here and writing down, like, okay, what are my next steps to be successful and come out here without issues, right? So I call my manager, I call my director immediately. Kavita, nobody will tell you, Kavita, here is your crown. You start talking, and here how you have to take over. I was telling, see, they are all talking uh, things that cannot be quantified, that cannot go to the next level. They are just beating around the bushes. How can I stop them, right? Make it constructive, make it productive. That's a very big challenge. In a room of 15, 20 people, you get pulled into all the directions. People forget on what they are talking, right? We are discussing about one issue, irrelevant topic of performance will be spoken upon. How to pull that strings, and that guy will be a senior architect,
Big one.
director level, CTO level. You don't know, and the data architect of that client. You will be like, seriously, guys. Okay, how to pull everybody to to listen to you? That's the biggest work challenge, and to be there, you have to be composed to. At some point, you might sound rude, but you have to break the ice. You have to
Mm.
just wait for that opportunity in the room, wait for the right opportunity and right moment, because it is again a 40 minutes, 60 minutes meeting. What would you do? And you keep
Mm.
waiting, 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 nothing happens, 30 minutes gone. If you're not breaking that ice within that 15 minutes time, then you don't know the outcome,
Lost.
right?
Okay. So
And
just
having that
giving you,
courage to get up and go and do a whiteboard, people will start to
yeah.
listen to you and say, and from there you drive. And the able to get up from your thing requires immense confidence and courage, and what you're talking substance. It's not only if I go and get up and talk nonsense, no, nobody's going to talk to you.
Mm.
So it's all together for that's the biggest struggle or challenge. Probably
Just
I
before,
I have.
just before you want to tell us how you overcame, just going to give my audience a suspense and tell a big hi to a lot of people who just waved to us. And I think it's important to hi, Sneha, Kavya, Krishnan, hi, Janaki Dev, hi, Vishi Venkat, hi, Rushi Nirmal, hi, Peaceful Parenting Path, my darling from UK, Dr. Lakshmi, hi. Thank you so much for joining in and encouraging us. Lovely. You're getting hearts. So many people are sending hearts. I don't know for what conversation, but now we are going to go back to Kavita and ask her how did she manage that.
So yeah, as I said, like so when I spoke to my director, he gave me a lot of confidence. That word keeps lingering in my ears, right? Hey, nobody is going to give you that crown and say, Kavita, go take over. You don't feel like you are low in a room where you're, because of your whatever that title is and all that. If you think you are going to do the right thing, just go ahead and just don't wait for approvals. Another thing. Uh, so
Absolutely.
you start doing it. So that a point of moment, right? So when I took over the next day, I started to tell, okay, you know what, you're all now listening, and I'm going to write down. So I started engaging them to talk to me, and just prioritize, like, okay, here are our short term problems, short term solutions, long term problems, long term solution. First, let's try to figure out what is today's issue. Resolve them. So it just very simple. It sounds simple, right? So this word, but to get to there, it took a day. By the time people are like, hey, what is this crew doing there? Nothing. That level of escalations. So,
And
but
for
just
this
one
you,
day.
yeah, and for this you need to travel
Ah,
state to state and leaving your home, the cost of
cost of your house functioning.
peace,
House
everything, right?
functioning is
Right.
first.
So
Yeah.
very nice. So if I have to just summarize keywords alone before I go to Pooja, the keywords is problem statements could be, a lot of problem statements could be all around us. But you just have to first of all identify what problems you're going to handle, right? And then once the problem statement is clear, especially in the workplace environment where a lot of people involved, you cannot escape. See, for me, I'm very clear. I want to only target those kind of audience whom I want to serve. I will clearly know their problem statements even before they could come into my community. But with you, you never know. You may be going to a client whom you never know what is the background behind them also. And on top of it, you're managing your team also. At the same time, you're the face of that team. A lot of things could overwhelm a woman like this, right? So at that point of time, it's best to write, whether it is on board or on your notepad or whatever it is, best to write so that you gather all the thoughts and do a mind map, right? Brainstorming, writing, it's always good. It helps you categorize, bucket them, whether it is a long-term problem or it is a right now problem. We better categorize that and then spend your energy, time, focus, money, resources, everything to that problem and then get things done. So this is, I think it's a superpower innate in us that is working out there also. But very important strategy that you said was coming out from your supervisor or your director could be the words like, don't wait for approvals, right? To be who you are, you don't have to wait for your approval. It doesn't matter what designation you are in. As long as you want to solve the problem, it doesn't matter. As long as you are in the room of problems, if you can figure out the solutions, you don't have to wait for the approval. I think it's pretty common out there for even a normal, common woman, whether they are parents leading their families or they're out there working or even the business entrepreneurs. As long as you have a solution, you can arrive at a solution. You can see through. You have a clarity. You don't have to wait for approval. Just get on with it. That's how you gather your gut feeling. You keep your gut up high up, and then keep initiating it. Thank you so much, Kavita. Even though it's very simple, but at that point of time, it should come at your rescue, right? Right. That is very important too. Thank you so much for sharing that. Pooja, you ready?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many problems
I
that
know.
we face at once. It's difficult to categorize which one to pick up, like everything is at once, it comes as a very overwhelming problem to face. Like, one of the problems was like, if you do your work properly, you get your work done, they ask you to step up. Okay,
Mhm.
first thing, they ask you to step up, take this up. Just don't take the client work, do something internal for the company as well. Involve yourself in some documentation or involve yourself with the platform that the different clients have been using. So just don't involve yourself just in the client work, do something apart from that for the company, you know so already they have given you a difficult client to handle, and on top of that they also expect, if you are doing good at that work, now they want you to take more responsibility, and at the same time they don't want you to delegate. So I put my my foot down, and I said, like, I have to delegate. If you want me to do the company work, the platform work which the company has built for the clients, different clients, and you want to make me handle more than one client, and that too all difficult clients, then you have to give me some leeway when it comes to delegating work which I need not do. I need not be best at doing one of the test cases which I myself have built. Someone else can do the testing, for example. So I think that in the workplace, like, we we need not endure every single thing. You have to step up. You have to, as Kavita said, you have to talk to the manager. You have to talk to your supervisor. So unless that happens, they may not know that what issues we have been facing for a longer period of time. So for 1 or 2 months, you can still endure little bit here and there. You can prioritize, but after a point, that also doesn't help, you know. And then there are some people who work overtime, that they have the luxury to do that. Like after 9 to 5, they work, and then again they are ready with what you have given the same day to them, and the next day again they come back and say, okay, tell me next, and give me something next, and for that you have to prepare, right, for what to give them next. So all of that, right? So that's what, like, you have to go to your manager and tell that I need to delegate this work. I can't handle it all right now, because this is what is the priority. So that's what.
And for all that OT overtime, there's no payment also, extra payment,
There is
right?
no
At the end of the
overtime.
day.
Oh yeah, yeah. The overtime we do, there is no nothing. It's a
Absolutely.
salary job after,
Yeah.
at the
Then
end of
why
the day.
break head?
Yeah, yeah.
As long as see, but it's a very key thing that you have said, and it's also tricky, right, Pooja? So sometimes we feel inside that we are not enough. You know, we might as well want to take initiative and show ourselves that you know, we are the person who, you know, would like to take a lot of responsibilities. By the time we are so overwhelmed, they're not going to listen to us. You know, it's on
No.
you, and if you don't deliver it, you're going to get a different feedback, right? So
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
understand is it's best to have boundaries, not just in your personal
Yes.
life. It's best to have workplace boundaries as well. So within you, there should be a clarity as to what you are supposed to do. I think that's the tricky part that you started off with, and very important also for all of us to know, especially women managing other stuffs, you know, leaving their children at home and then traveling for what? At the end of the day, proving, you know, ourselves for what? There is no OT payment. There is no extra recognition. There's not going to be a guarantee of a promotion also, you know. And just for the sake of we are not feeling enough, I think there has to be clear cut. There should be a clarity, and also followed by setting boundaries is also very important. So yeah, a lot of tricky situations, right? We can simply do one theme for this only, workplace issues, and then we can still keep
It
dwelling on a
doesn't
lot of those.
stop there, Brinda. It doesn't stop there with the a level of men insecurities that we would see in workplace. That's what I'm saying. That itself would be a topic of
One
discussion that
topic.
that women can talk on and on and on. And you should hear from see, being in other country, right? Oh, double salary when women start to earn double
Oh,
Right.
that
salary.
never
For
stops.
you,
That never
for you,
stops.
what? Double salary. So your husband should be helping you in when you just come inside. Like your husband will be taking you in his hands. Like I'm like, seriously, guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So how I end the conversation? Absolutely right. Correct. We will
Peace.
be given
Peace.
golden golden thing when we just enter. The moment one of my friends used to tell, I didn't have my slippers in my hand and running in my parking lot. That's it.
Yeah,
The
it is
moment you
easy
close
to,
the laptop,
yeah. I know
so you
during
have
such
to do
time it's
what
better
is in
to,
home.
yeah. During such time it's better to make peace also with them. And then, yeah, you just be with your assumption, and it's, you know,
Whatever you
we
want to tell,
being in
because we don't have
overseas,
that time.
and anyways, the time zone is clashing, and we
Race
have our own different challenges.
and how about racism? Like
Oh,
white
Oh,
versus
racism is a
brown.
pure, unique topic, Kavita. We're going to be dealing with that with emotional
No,
intelligence,
no.
you know.
The workplace struggle of women, that too managing and overseas without help and all that, and people like imagine yourself like with all that. That itself, I tell, right? All three of us can talk, have coffee, popcorn, and keep talking for 3 hours, 4 hours also.
Oh, yeah. You brought a very important point. Handling racism is now become a very key element in skill development. It's very important, especially for overseas immigrants. It's the key important thing to know, and you just cannot escape. It's all over the place, right? Even with kids,
There is no
it's
escape.
important to
Yeah.
teach our kids also to be able to identify those areas of racial comments and all that, and to be able to manage and handle that really well. I think it's a very important topic in emotional intelligence to be able to be emotionally literate to ourselves when we get that kind of comments, and what's impacting us is very important so that we will be able to teach our children also the same. Right? Do you
Identity.
have something to add?
I faced some racism right after I came to this country, right? Like even the lecturers, they wanted some of the Russian lecturers. They obviously they wanted the people here to come up in the class rather than us, like, and just and there is something called plagiarism right
Mm,
here. So
Major.
they just for no reason they'll put that ban on us unnecessarily, and they will just intimidate us with that.
my
And
God.
and yeah, I faced that the moment I came here. But thankfully, at work, like there is something called commanding respect.
Mm,
Like sometimes they are also intimidated by your title. Oh, you are the engagement manager here. Okay, and that is how it comes across. So I say, like, how to handle that. How to limit them from asking questions
mm,
beyond a point.
mm.
Can't ask you anything and everything, you know. So
True, true,
that
true.
commanding respect is a skill that I acquired, but that is very necessary. No one can
Absolutely.
just come and bother you, asking you any question in front of people, and
Yeah,
they have to stay in their limits.
absolutely. I think it's a combination of both the authority and authenticity that a individual carries themselves. The authority comes with a lot of academic credentials that we are into. The authenticity comes within ourselves, how we portray ourselves and how do we demonstrate through our words, actions, gestures, and all that. It's a very interesting topic also. So, you know, and it's nice you picked it up. Thank you so much for that. It'll also give us some insights about how else can we extend this topic for next future Insta lives. In the interest of time, I just want to ask you guys one more thing because it's very important as to how do you enhance your emotional well-being in real terms. And I'm sure I know you guys individually, right? Sometimes as my client, sometimes as my close friends. I know your inner power, line of passions and talents that you have, other than your academic or your career, oriented ones. And with Pooja, I know you have a lot of side hustle also. I want to really know, how has it helped you as a woman? Why do you have to do that first? And what are you doing, and how has it helped you? Because in your emotional well-being is also equally important, and the topic itself is on emotional intelligence and taking care of your emotional well-being through using your power of emotions. How has it impacted in your life when you do this, and why do you think it's important to have a side hustle? It need not be a monetary hustle. It can still be a passion that you want to pursue, like what Kavita is also doing. So I would go with Kavita first and then go to Pooja.
Um, Thanks, Brenda, for that. And I think we have had enough conversations between us also, right? Hey, when all this are happening, how are we actually keeping our emotions high up, right? So, hey, why don't you answer these questions for me in the emotional quotient perspective, which will allow me also, to understand you better. So, what is working on your brain more? So,
Um,
acknowledging it, right? So,
uh,
when I even emotional intelligence. That we have been. I have also asked you to, hey, these are my sine waves that I'm enduring. So when I talk to Brinda, feel so comfortable. Okay, hey, this is universal. It's not something happening to me,
um,
right? So thanks for that, Brinda. So when I talk to you, like I feel better. Okay, so okay, what is my strength? So to identify that, Brinda has got some very good materials, right? Not to or was to Brinda. So like she has like questionnaires to understand yourself better. So when you answer them true to yourself, true to yourself, when you answer them like, what is it holding back? What is it, so those kind of things, you acknowledge yourself, being conscious, being
mm,
aware
mm,
of who
mm,
you are.
mm,
Answer this question: who am I?
mm,
Go and read books.
mm,
What am I? Why am I doing? Does it make sense?
mm,
Right? So, again, to a point where EQ questionnaires can help many women, many girls over there. Like you need not be truthful to Brinda also when she gives you a report, right? It need not be so truthful, but that questionnaire will be like an eye opener. I would encourage all girls and ladies over there, even when they are in your start of the career, in your peak of your career, it doesn't matter, right? That will tickle something in you for your emotional balances. Today, mental health is being spoken over and over. If you see there is a pattern, if you have observed, our previous generation are struggling with this today, with their, because they are like, I mean, they are done, they are all, but still they are denying to be happy. How many of you have seen people denying to be happy and dwelling in the past? Denying, I will not be happy. It will be pathetic. You can't help
It's
them.
their
So
comfort
having,
zone. Yeah.
yeah.
No.
So that emotional balance, like, okay, so now you have seen, now you have observed, how am I going to do? Oh, I should not be doing this. No, that wouldn't come. It has to come by practice. And Vrinda, and that again, I'm saying, that is what is emotional intelligence is all about, right? How aware are you about
Yeah.
yourself? What is
So,
bothering you today? You acknowledge
okay.
it, you work on that,
You know,
you are happy. You are the happiest
absolutely.
person.
Absolutely. I'm laughing out loud because that's the hardest journey of a coach, especially when you are practicing yourself being emotional intelligence and you are supposed to help your clients come out of that hard nutshell of denying to be happy. They can.
பார்த்திபனோட டயலாக் ஞாபகம் வரும். காசு இல்லையா, அதனால
Uh,
தான் கத்தின்னு இருக்கியா,
which one?
அந்த 100 ரூபாயில 250 ரூபாய் தான் இருந்ததா, அதான்
Okay.
பயமா இப்போ, என்ன பயம் உனக்கு? That's it. And I just spoke I just gave an analogy of Vadivel and Parthipan joke because we relate that, right? Same way Brinda will come and ask, பயமா என்ன பயம்? So, straight to the point. If you are emotionally not balanced, or if you think you are fear, what are your so it's a fear that doesn't allow you to move a step forward. Acknowledging that and act on it. That's what there is a problem statement. Brinda, you told, right? I was like thinking, you know what, today, Brinda, defining that problem statement is the problem.
Yeah.
Once you
Bang on.
know the problem statement, you will work on it to fix it.
Bang
We
on.
don't focus on the problem statement. We work on actual, what is the root? There will be, as Pooja said, family pressures. I have the guilt. I have my toddler. I can't leave it to daycare. Why can't you leave it to daycare? Because you will be judged.
Guilt.
Right? So that is not the problem. The problem is not those at all. Like how we are going to manage them. Right?
Absolutely.
So there are
First,
like arrows from all
I
over. So
know. I
what is the
know.
root?
I know.
And Brinda, that's what. So that I thank you. Like I have had conversations with you as a friend, and to talk to you as an emotional intelligence person. Like, hey, figure this out. Answer me all this, then you'll feel good, right? So that's something that I would encourage everybody here, and practice what you uh, what you have understood about yourself. Invest
That's
on what
also
knowledge.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Kavita. Thank you so much for insisting, our the tools that we have used in our conversations, and also the importance of why you need to have, first of all, to be able to identify the problem. That itself is a area that we all have to, because we are overwhelmed. There are a lot of things that we are doing, especially overseas, has its own different problems that only we will know, only we can understand, only we can talk about it. Nobody will understand. Second thing is also, other problems take over in terms of workplace and all that. But the importance of having an external accountability, like a coach, like a mentor, like any, trusted, people around you is also equally important. To be able to tell you, hey, you know what? That's not the problem that you need to work. This is the problem. Maybe that amount of clarity, that right kind of clarity at the right moment with the right kind of person, coming from the right kind of person is also important. So I think, it's an honor for me to also work with you, and you being the way you are is also important as a for us to build a connection. But then you did not mention what are you doing for your passion list of passion that to keep you going.
Sing.
Uh,
So I sing.
yeah.
So I sing. Another thing that I like is like I'm little believe that our roots are important.
Mm,
We are not forgetting our
mm,
roots on the
mm,
way. So I
mm.
practice. So only you sit and say some sloka, then you can tell your even your kids to
Kids
follow
to
the
do it.
religious
Very nice.
practices.
Mm,
So religious practices and singing comes naturally to me. It's not that I'm like one, you can see me. So this is my identity.
very
So I've
nice.
been questioned a lot of places,
Very
like,
nice.
what is this? What is this? And all that. So I say that I prayed and I just keep this. So that self identity. I mean, what I do, uh,
That's
practice
okay.
whatever this religious practices that I
Absolutely.
do, and I sing. I can sing anything basically. So, and if I'm down, like I will go sit in a corner and start to sing. So people will know, like, okay, something is wrong with her.
No, the reason why I want you to tell that is you rightly said that identity. I've been seeing you from what years right now, right? I see that thing on your forehead ever. I've never once not seen. Okay, so I think that's what is shaping you who you are. That is your identity, Kavita. I'm so happy. I expected something else to come. I know you as a person, but then this came out to you from this conversation is it's a huge thing. So self identity is important. It can be connected to your roots, or it can be connected to your passion, talents, or some side hustle that you're picking up. It could be again connected back to your skill that you want to contribute or develop to be able to have that outcome for yourself or for your family, which is totally fine. As long as you're engaged, other than who you are doing, what you're doing, routine is what is important, and that is what is going to contribute to your emotional well-being. And of course, when you have a side hustle, that's what I'm going to ask Pooja. When it can be monetized, it has its own effect on an individual. So we're going to find out what Pooja is going to say about side hustle, and what are your side hustles, Pooja, and what is the impact.
Uh, So, Brinda, I always wanted to, means be in a place where I know my financials, and I wanted to make maximum use of like the money we have. Like I want at a point that the money should also start working for us. How much will we work for every month paycheck, right? And
Mm,
there is like unless we know about investing, unless
mm,
we know about how the investing world works, the finance world in general works, we will not be able to get that skill, right? So in search of that skill, I stumbled upon this finance business itself,
mm,
right? So
mm,
I was always in the search mode, like I think the moment
mm,
I came to US, I have been in the search mode. Something or other,
mm,
we are always
mm,
looking. First, you want to look for the right school, then you want to look for the right house,
mm,
then all of that.
mm,
So this thing which in my search for getting to know more about investing, I got to know about a person who does this, and who does this as a full-time business of his own. And he just asked me if I would be interested in learning more, and that is how
you started.
it got me interested, and I am still learning, of course, and started the finance business. And now I'm also teaching my friends and family, my close ones, one by one, and that is how like they are also benefiting through this.
Mm, very
That way, it
nice.
became a side hustle. And
Not just that, I can see you beaming when you talk about it. I'm sure it must have given you some fulfillment, right? Apart from what you're doing for a regular life, you're doing something extra which actually satisfies that expansion in you, because it all came from seeking, right? You constantly
yes.
seek, we want to constantly expand ourselves. And when it is just happening at the right time and the right way, it is even more fulfilling. And when you look at the outcomes, it is, also adding to emotional well-being and monetary well-being also, which is very nice.
Pooja,
Co- Yeah.
Pooja, Pooja, it's a great credit. I'll tell you, financial freedom for the
Yes.
woman. And
Yes.
if you think that you have guided even three people and they are benefited out of it, I can see that blush in your, that brightness in your face, like telling, like, I'm proud, like, the financials has never been taught to us. Never
Never.
start.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
financial freedom is what all women are struggling day in and out today in
Yeah,
any part of the world.
exactly.
Be it, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is like it's not an Indian problem. It's all
Mm,
over.
Oh yeah,
mm.
That
you're like,
that I'm so glad that I should actually connect with you to know more.
Absolutely,
definitely, definitely.
absolutely. So that's
Yeah.
my follow-up question, Pooja and Kavita. I know Kavita, for you, you have a lot of personal stuff, personal, passion and all that you want to do for your family and for your religious roots. You're very consistent, and you make sure that it's happening around you. So if there is anything, both of you, from your own, expertise and whatever you have shared as strategies, I'm sure people will know that you have created certain amount of credibility around who you are right now. So on that note, any gifts that you would like to share it with our audience, women audience? So for Kavita, do you want them to DM you, say if there is any workplace struggles, especially women in US?
Absolutely,
Who's
I'm reachable. Brenda, just direct to them. We are there. You are absolutely amazing. Always, I am reachable on you. You can redirect to them. Absolutely, no problem. You have my
super,
contacts info and all that.
super. So people, especially out there in US or Canada, somebody, an immigrant Indian woman, a working mother who wants to know how to handle the workplace, issues. You have Kavita with her expertise and experience and wisdom will definitely be able to help you. Just DM her in her handle. She'll be just with your question, and she will look at the questions and figure out when she can answer you. So that'll be wonderful. And Pooja, do you have any gifts for our audience from what you do?
Sure. So before that, Brinda, I would also like to reach out to Kavita how to land a job at Microsoft, right? So that's something, we all will DM whoever is inspired and to work with such a
Absolutely.
big company. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's actually the inspiration is not landing in Microsoft, but instead uh, to become
Any
a
of these.
person like
Yeah.
how Kavita is able to, shape herself out. Whether it is Microsoft or it could be any damn tech company or anywhere.
Right.
How do you handle it? That's what is, the inspiration that we want to draw from Kavita. More than that, she would be more than happy to help on that bit for women also, Pooja. And for you,
Yeah.
you catch hold of her. You now know her, so you talk to her
So,
and you
yeah,
figure that out also.
of course.
So what you got for us, Pooja, for our audience? What do you
Um,
want to offer?
So for the audience, if you want to just, as I said, know some compounding techniques without any risks involved, and I will say without any risks involved, not a something which you can invest on a monthly basis on a small starting small, right? So if you
Wow.
want to know any of these tactics, I can help you with that. Like, I can tell you what exists out there which I never knew,
Mm,
and my husband didn't know, because it's always males know more or something. None of our friends knew,
mm,
right? So
mm,
it is something which exists, but none of us are taking advantage of.
mm,
So I would like us to, like, whoever wants to reach me, I can share what resources I had,
mm.
and the same. And anything in real estate, through our country, like through US, you can reach me out. I can always, I work for Century 21, so
Mm.
I can refer people to the best realtors in their town. So yeah.
Wow, that's so nice. That's so amazing gifts, man. So, in essence, if they want to know about, see, as you rightly said, finances of women are like two poles, right? Two
Yeah.
poles apart. I think it's very important right now in this day and age to be able to involve in finance discussions starting from home, right? Be with, sit with your partner to understand where do you stand and how much are you able to contribute and how much are you able to spend for your family and manage that
Yeah.
at your own manageable, ways. And then take calculated risk based on what you have, right? You should be able to predict that future trends and be able to do that savings. And also, technically, if you want to really know where do you have to save and what kind of stocks or, in essence, what kind of financial instruments can you actually make use of it? So reach out to technical people like Pooja. She will help you, and not just that. If you're looking out for some investments on properties in and around US, I think she can also help you. But then, having said that, both of them are working people, and especially Pooja have a toddler at home. So DM her, maybe based on her availability, maybe a 30 minutes call with you, or however she wants to, she can connect with you. So that being said, I will also tell you my gifts for your audience, and my audience will be to automate your life and business using emotional intelligence and artificial intelligence. Because we are in the day and age where we not only need our emotional well-being, we not only need the financial well-being. It's the combination of both, which is what is going to help us uh, you know, uh, compound that effect. So highly competitive, highly fast-paced, highly isolated, connections. It's important to get all that up and running, and for that we need to be emotionally strong, physically, mentally strong, and also financially strong. So for that to have, we have figured out, in my experiences, what has helped me to be able to achieve that extra time from what I'm doing, where I was able to automate a lot of stuffs in my life and my business as well. I'm a digital coach for women doing 100% digital business. So I figured out what tools to help me automate in my business and to be able to automate my live transactions as well. Be it with people or with my own emotions, I figured out a way that we can use EI and AI to be able to do this and achieve our freedom. So that is in the format of a workshop for this month. It's out there for all the women. You can participate. You will get to know what are the 3 secrets to automate your life and business using EI and AI. So that is the gift that I would like to give you, and also for all the women out there who's watching us. And I'm also going to say a last hi before I ask you. I'll let you go with the last one question to my guest. I'm going to say a hi to Sasi Kumar, Lavi Sri Ram, Tamil Online Biz. Oh, Prasi from Canada. Okay, we all know her. Shankar Gopi from Dubai. Hello there. Thank you so much. Rakesh Nuga. Okay, thank you so much for joining in. And one last question before I let my guest go, would be one quality that, as a woman, that you don't want to let go. What will that be? I'll start with Pooja this time.
So the one quality is just have confidence within you. What you want for your child. You know what you want for your husband. You know what you want for your own self. So that first intuition that comes, don't let it pass. I will say, everything what you seek is within you,
Mm,
right? Everything,
mm,
and don't let go of your dreams. Like, for
mm,
example, in real estate, I was just happy looking at houses. Just
mm,
looking at houses from inside made me happy. And that is how it just got me through the path of taking the whole real estate certification. And that is how, like, and making more out of a rupee, of a dollar. Like, I wanted to stretch a dollar. Like, how many hours would you put in? Like, till how long?
mm,
Right? I didn't
mm,
want one you know one rate per hour for any job. I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to stretch the money which we had. So that's what,
mm.
that curiosity within us, don't let it pass, is what I would say. That intuition, don't let it go. Yeah.
I know, I know. Thank you so much. Kavita?
The funny part of us. So we are always serious for some reason. Always like as if the earth will stop tomorrow if you don't function. Take it light. We are always like, we have the comedy thing and we have that fun thing that you have done. Always, all girls are funny, right? They are happy people basically. They have the fun thing. I think after we get married, it's just like we think like we are so serious of a person, handling mom, the husband, the children, work, and all that. We become like, who we are. Why don't we just break? Don't let your childishness or don't let your fun thing that is instilled when you're everybody will be they will have the sense of humor. They'll have the sense
True.
of that wouldn't um, that we should not let Because we are
Let go,
always
right?
serious for some reason.
Very,
Always
very
women are
nice.
seen like warriors.
Yeah.
Why? I am Mama. We are just normal people. No, no, you're just normal like anybody else. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
absolutely.
Let's not be serious for everything in life. Like, it's okay.
Absolutely.
Even you can go steal chocolate from your toddler.
True. See, I told you. So that Kavita is actually turned on. Okay, so that is what you, what this is exactly what makes you who you are, Kavita. So just don't let it go at all. And I'm so thankful that you brought this point, because this is also very, very important aspect of developing that charmingness in us, and to be able to maintain that charmness in us, right? I've got a lot of insights, golden treasure from all the guests that I've attended. So I'm going to be taking that entire list of PDF as a PDF. I'll collect and give it to us, give it to everybody for a cost, right? And that one golden tip will be this fun element, Kavita, because it is so very much in you, and it's not something that you're faking. Definitely not. I think it is important to also get into that humor mood. If not, if you don't have it, at least be able to enjoy and admire the humor around you, because that is also important. You just cannot be that serious. That can only happen when we are dead. We're not. So we're living, and just make use of these human elements, all around us. So thank you so much for that. And, thank you so much for coming in also, uh, from across the
It's fun.
yeah, fun, and not just that, some deeper stuffs that we don't get to speak at common times, right? From each other, and also coming like a trio, but sharing those insights, touching those common areas, and to be able to connect here in this life, and also be able to connect with our audience. Bhargavi, Madhu also has joined. So everything happens right
Bhargavi,
now in this.
Rakesh are all my friends. Hi guys. Rakesh,
Oh,
Bhargavi. Oh yeah. Oh, nice to see them.
okay.
Shweta. Shweta is also here. Looks like
School Shweta, is it?
Shweta from us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
Oh,
so. Yeah. Nice,
thank you,
very nice
Shweta.
guys to meet you all. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And thank you again to my guest and to my audience once again to make this super powerful edition of EQ Talks with the real women with the real raw journey and super duper wisdom. This is going to continue, and I hope we'll meet again one more Insta Live. Okay?
Thank
So thank you so
you.
much,
Bye.
and yeah, see you there. Bye bye.